Emotional pain often lingers, shaping how we see ourselves and the world. Imagine a way to heal, where self-compassion replaces self-criticism and forgiveness dissolves resentment. Loving kindness, or Metta, invites you to nurture warmth for your wounds and others' struggles. Through this ancient Buddhist practice, you awaken an open heart that transforms pain into peace. It's not about avoiding hurt, but meeting it with tender awareness. The simple act of sending love to yourself and others can unlock profound healing. Let this journey show you how to mend emotional scars and embrace life with newfound grace and openness. Chapter 1. The Weight of Emotional Scars. Emotions leave imprints, much like footsteps in soft earth. Over time, unresolved pain hardens into patterns that dictate how you think, feel, and act. These emotional wounds are often invisible, but can be deeply felt in moments of fear, anger, or sadness. From childhood memories to recent heartbreaks, the mind clings to pain as if protecting itself from further harm. But instead of shielding you, these scars limit your ability to trust, forgive, or love freely. Buddhism views suffering not as a flaw, but as a natural part of life. The first noble truth acknowledges that pain exists, yet it teaches that healing begins with understanding. Emotional wounds, like physical ones, must first be seen clearly before they can heal. Denial or avoidance only buries the hurt, letting it grow roots deeper into your psyche. Acknowledgement, however, shines a light on these hidden places, offering the first step toward transformation. Imagine how anger builds when ignored or how grief deepens when suppressed. This is the mind clinging to pain, a process Buddhism calls upadana. This clinging keeps you stuck in cycles of emotional reactivity, replaying old stories that no longer serve you. Yet there is freedom in recognizing these patterns. Awareness becomes your ally here. Through mindfulness, you observe your emotions as they arise without judgment. This practice allows you to see the wound without reopening it. Instead of becoming your anger or sadness, you witness it. By stepping back, you begin to disarm its power over you. Buddhist teachings remind us that all things, including pain, are impermanent. Even the heaviest burdens can lighten when approached with compassion and curiosity. Just as a wound on the body needs gentle care, your emotional wounds require patience and self-kindness. Reflect on your emotional pain as an opportunity for growth. Each scar tells a story of resilience. By understanding the roots of your suffering, you can begin to release the grip of the past. Healing doesn't erase the scars, but allows you to carry them with grace, transforming them into sources of strength and wisdom. Chapter 2. The Essence of Loving Kindness. Loving kindness, or Metta, is a practice rooted in the Buddhist tradition, designed to cultivate compassion and unconditional love. It begins with a simple intention: to wish happiness and freedom from suffering for yourself and others. At its core, Metta is more than a feeling. It is an active choice to nurture goodwill and dissolve barriers between hearts. When you practice loving kindness, you start with yourself. Many people struggle here, weighed down by self-criticism and doubt. Yet, extending kindness to yourself is vital because it sets the foundation for how you treat others. Think of a candle. It must be lit before it can light others. Whisper gentle phrases like, "May I be happy. May I be free from suffering." These words, repeated with sincerity, slowly soften the inner voice of judgment. From this foundation, you expand outward. First, you think of someone you love, perhaps a family member or friend, and send them the same wishes. Next, you include someone neutral, such as a neighbor or a colleague. Finally, you reach the most challenging step, sending loving kindness to someone with whom you've had conflict. This gradual expansion mirrors the Buddhist belief in interconnectedness, teaching that your well-being is tied to that of others. Metta also reshapes how you perceive relationships. Instead of clinging to expectations or resentment, you begin to see people through the lens of shared humanity. Everyone you meet is carrying burdens, just like you. This understanding melts anger and fosters forgiveness, replacing distance with connection. Through consistent practice, loving kindness becomes a refuge. When life's difficulties arise, Metta transforms how you respond. Rather than reacting with anger or withdrawal, you lean into compassion. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but with dedication, the heart grows spacious, capable of holding even the most complex emotions with grace. Imagine the ripple effect of such a mindset. A single act of loving kindness can inspire another, creating waves of positivity that extend far beyond your immediate circle. By choosing Metta, you don't just heal yourself, you become a beacon of healing for the world around you. Chapter 3. Releasing self-blame and shame. Self-blame often clings to the heart, creating a weight that shadows even the brightest moments. Shame weaves a narrative that whispers, "You are not enough." These emotions, left unchecked, become chains that limit your growth and happiness. Buddhism teaches that such feelings are not permanent truths, but passing clouds obscuring your inner light. Recognizing this is the first step toward freedom. Begin by acknowledging the voice of self-criticism without judgment. Notice how it surfaces, whether in mistakes or regrets. Instead of pushing it away, bring curiosity to your inner dialogue. This simple act transforms resistance into understanding. Buddhist mindfulness encourages you to see self-blame not as an enemy, but as a conditioned habit, one that can be unraveled with compassion. Forgiveness starts with yourself. It may feel easier to forgive others, yet extending that same grace inward is essential. Imagine holding a younger version of yourself in your arms. Would you criticize them, or would you comfort their pain? Through metta meditation, you offer this comfort to the part of you that feels unworthy. Gently repeat, "May I forgive myself. May I find peace. May I learn to love myself as I am." Shame thrives in isolation. Sharing your vulnerabilities with a trusted friend or journaling your thoughts can act as a release valve, lightening the burden. By giving voice to your feelings, you reclaim the power they once held over you. Buddhism emphasizes the interconnectedness of all beings, reminding you that everyone stumbles, yet everyone is capable of rising again. Healing also means reframing how you see your mistakes. Instead of viewing them as failures, treat them as teachers. Each misstep is an opportunity to learn and grow. The Buddhist principle of impermanence reminds you that nothing, not even shame, is fixed. What feels overwhelming today can dissolve with time and care. Imagine living without the weight of blame or the sting of shame. Each day offers a chance to renew your relationship with yourself, to meet your reflection with kindness instead of judgment. By releasing these burdens, you open space for joy and resilience, allowing your true self to shine unencumbered. Chapter 4. Transforming anger into compassion. Anger often erupts like a fire, consuming your peace and distorting your perspective. It feels powerful, yet it isolates and wounds, leaving you empty and distant. Buddhism sees anger not as an enemy, but as a signal, an invitation to understand unmet needs or unspoken pain. When approached with mindfulness, anger can transform from a destructive force into a bridge for compassion. Start by pausing when anger arises. Instead of reacting immediately, observe the sensation. Where does it live in your body? Is it a tightening in your chest or a heat in your face? This act of noticing creates a space between the emotion and your response. Mindfulness gives you this gift, a moment to choose understanding over impulse. Reflect on the cause of your anger. Ask yourself, what am I protecting? What pain lies beneath this emotion? Often, anger masks deeper feelings, hurt, fear, or disappointment. Recognizing this vulnerability softens the intensity of the emotion. When you see anger as a cover for your pain, you begin to dissolve its grip. Buddhist practices like Metta meditation further aid this transformation. As you direct loving kindness toward yourself, extend it to the person or situation that triggered your anger. This doesn't mean condoning harmful actions, but recognizing shared humanity. Say to yourself, may they be free from suffering. May they find peace. These words may feel difficult at first, but they plant seeds of compassion that grow with practice. Another tool is the concept of interconnectedness. Anger often arises from a sense of separation, me versus them. Yet Buddhism teaches that all beings are deeply connected, each struggling with their own challenges. This perspective allows you to see the one who angered you not as an adversary, but as someone navigating their own pain. Through these practices, anger loses its sharpness and transforms into understanding. Compassion replaces resentment, allowing you to approach conflicts with clarity and grace. Imagine a life where anger no longer controls you but becomes a teacher, guiding you toward deeper empathy. This transformation doesn't just heal relationships, it liberates your heart, leaving room for peace and connection. Chapter 5. Healing relationships through loving kindness. Relationships are the threads that weave your life together, yet they can fray under the weight of misunderstandings and pain. Healing these bonds requires more than time. It calls for intention, reflection, and a willingness to approach others with an open heart. Loving kindness meditation offers a path to mend and deepen these connections, transforming conflict into understanding and distance into closeness. Begin by acknowledging your own role in a strained relationship. Instead of focusing solely on the other person's actions, ask yourself, how have I contributed to this tension? This self-awareness creates space for humility and growth. It shifts the focus from blame to shared responsibility, opening the door to reconciliation. Visualize the person with whom you wish to heal. Picture their face, their voice, and the emotions they evoke. With this image in mind, silently repeat phrases of loving kindness. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May we find peace together. These words act as a bridge, crossing the emotional distance that may have formed between you. Forgiveness is another key to healing. It does not mean excusing harmful behavior, but releasing the grip of resentment that binds you to the past. Holding on to anger often hurts you more than the other person. By choosing to forgive, you free yourself from the weight of that pain. Loving kindness helps you cultivate this release, replacing bitterness with compassion. Boundaries are essential in relationships, even as you practice loving kindness. Compassion does not mean tolerating harm or losing yourself in the process. Instead, it allows you to approach boundaries with clarity and care, ensuring that both you and the other person are respected. Boundaries set with kindness foster trust and mutual growth. Imagine the ripple effects of healing even one relationship. The energy of love and understanding radiates outward, touching everyone involved. As you practice loving kindness, You create an environment where empathy thrives and conflicts dissolve more easily. Each step you take toward healing strengthens the bond you share with others. The effort may feel vulnerable, yet it holds the power to transform your relationships and enrich your life. By leading with loving kindness, you restore harmony and build connections rooted in genuine care. Chapter 6. Metta Meditation for Deep Healing. Metta meditation is a sacred practice that nourishes the soul and soothes emotional wounds. This timeless technique invites you to cultivate unconditional love, beginning with yourself and radiating outward to the world. It provides a safe space to release pain, nurture inner peace, and rebuild emotional resilience. Find a quiet place where you feel at ease. Sit comfortably, with your spine straight yet relaxed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Let your mind settle like a leaf drifting onto still water. Start by focusing on your heart center, imagining it as a warm, glowing light. This is where the journey of healing begins. Gently repeat loving phrases to yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from suffering. Allow these words to sink in, filling every corner of your being. As you repeat them, picture yourself surrounded by a golden light, a symbol of love and protection. This light grows brighter with each breath, dispelling the shadows of doubt and self-judgment. Next, extend this light to someone you cherish. Visualize their face, their smile, their presence. Silently offer them the same wishes. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you find peace. Feel the connection between you grow stronger, bridged by the flow of compassion. Gradually expand your focus to include others, a neutral person, a distant acquaintance, even someone you find challenging. This step may stir discomfort, but it is where the practice deepens. Loving kindness does not demand forgiveness or approval. It asks only for your willingness to wish others well, despite the complexity of your relationship. Finally, direct your metta to all beings everywhere. Imagine your light spreading across the world, reaching every corner and every soul. Visualize a collective harmony, a shared liberation from pain. This meditation is not about perfection. It is a daily act of kindness toward yourself and the world. Over time, metta becomes a healing balm, easing the weight of emotional scars and fostering an inner strength that sustains you. As you practice, you transform not only your own heart, but the energy you bring to every encounter. Metta becomes your gift to the world, an unending source of compassion and renewal. Chapter 7. Living with an open heart. An open heart transforms how you experience the world. It allows you to embrace life with courage and vulnerability, letting love and compassion guide your actions. When you live this way, the barriers you once built to protect yourself dissolve, revealing an inner strength that welcomes both joy and sorrow. The practice of loving kindness expands this openness, helping you connect deeply with yourself and others. Begin each day with a sense of curiosity. Approach moments, whether simple or profound, as opportunities to feel fully alive. Notice the warmth of the sun on your skin, the rhythm of your breath, or the laughter of a friend. These small acts of presence nurture your heart, reminding you of life's inherent beauty. Interactions take on a new depth when your heart is open. Instead of reacting defensively, you listen with empathy, seeking to understand rather than to judge. Relationships flourish in this space of acceptance. You start to see others not as separate from you, but as mirrors reflecting shared hopes and struggles. Challenges no longer feel insurmountable. When pain arises, you allow yourself to feel it without letting it consume you. An open heart does not mean avoiding discomfort, but embracing it with compassion. This approach transforms suffering into wisdom, giving you the courage to face life's uncertainties with grace. Through the lens of an open heart, forgiveness becomes easier. You let go of grudges, not to excuse harm, but to free yourself from its weight. The energy once trapped in resentment becomes available for love, creativity, and connection. Living with an open heart also means giving freely, without expecting anything in return. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, ripple outward, touching lives in ways you may never see. Each gesture adds to the collective energy of compassion that sustains the world. Imagine a life where every interaction, every thought, and every moment flows from a place of love. This is the power of an open heart. It enables you to live authentically, to connect meaningfully, and to find peace amid life's chaos. The journey begins with a single intention: to let love guide your every step. Embracing loving kindness transforms your life in profound ways. It heals emotional wounds, nurtures resilience, and deepens your connection to the world. By practicing compassion for yourself and others, you dissolve barriers and cultivate a boundless heart. Each moment becomes an opportunity to live authentically, guided by love and understanding. This journey is not about perfection, but progress, a continuous unfolding of your capacity to heal and grow. Imagine a world where kindness leads every interaction and every soul feels valued. It starts with you, one thought, one intention at a time. Let your heart remain open.